Good morning, everybody. Hassan, please come join me. Come. Good morning, everybody. Oh, good morning. You know, I love coming to Kigali because we've spoken a lot about African problems, but people in Kigali do not look like problems. You guys are beautiful. Hassan, don't you think so?
Yeah, of course.
You're beautiful too, but we'll talk about that.
No, not really.
Mostly your pocket. Your pocket is what's beautiful. Hassan, please have a seat. Guys, a warm round of applause for my guest today, Hassan. We're going to have a nice, I think what I'm going to call a money date. You know, I tried to text you yesterday. You did not respond. And they say you VC funders ghost people. I didn't know you did.
No, I wasn't ghosting you. I was on the plane. I was getting here.
A deep dive into money. Coming after Madam Ibukun, that was such a powerful address. I feel like
I can't add to any of that
I know,
at all.
She's
I should
Series
just get
A,
off stage now.
well-funded, and we're like scrappy, you know, seed round, but maybe not. Hassan, to kick off this conversation, before we try and understand the mindset of an investor, probably let's look beyond buzzwords and start with some definitions.
Sure.
You're in the VC space.
Yes.
What does that mean? I was talking to someone this morning and said, I'm going to be interviewing a venture capitalist, and they said, oh, a vulture capitalist. So what do you do, Hassan?
I'm not a vulture capitalist. Those are private equity guys. I'm joking. So venture capitalists are people that are investing at different stages of the life of a startup. And VCs are really the folks that are taking, I think, amongst the highest risk, but are aiming for the highest reward. And so what they're looking to invest in is something different, something that will have a huge disruption on existing industries, something that's going to generate a return of 10 times your investment or more. So like what I do is at the earliest stages. So I invest in people that come to me. They're like, look, this is what we're building. This is what we've done so far. This is how this is going to change, and this is how it's going to be a great business. And I'm the person that says, yes, here's some money. Let's try this out. So that's kind of what venture capitalists do. They believe in disruption. They believe in growth. They believe in the future, really, more than anything else.
Why 10x? Where did that come from?
Because that's how much I need in order to make money for my investors.
So and out of, let's say, 10 businesses that come to you, 10 businesses that you invest in, how many pass versus how many fail?
Here's some numbers, I guess. In the last 2 years, since we launched our last fund, we reviewed about 4,500 deals that have come inbound to us.
Wow.
So out of the 4,500 deals that have come inbound to us, we've reviewed and had conversations and due diligence on about 800 to 900 of those, where we've had detailed conversations and we've done all the homework on those companies. Out of those, we've invested in 80.
Wow.
So we're one of the most active funds in the Middle East and North Africa, but you know, it's from 4,500 down to 80 investments, the top 1 or 2% of what we see.
Wow, and even out of those 80, you're not guaranteed.
No, out of those 80, I fully expect 60% of those to go to zero.
Wow.
I expect 20% of them to give me back my money, which is just as good as going to zero. And the top 20% are going to generate all of the returns for me. So within that top 20%, there's going to be good deals that are generating maybe a 5x return or more, which is good, but you know, not that great for our industry. There'll be great companies that are going to generate a 20x return or more, and there'll be the outliers, you know, the really crazy ones that people are like, wow, that was such a good investment, like, you know, Uber at the seed stage or Google or whatever. These sort of companies were all VC funded. That'll generate a 50 times return on my investment or more. So that's kind of, it's 1 or 2% are the real outliers out of the ones that we've invested in. So it's 1% of 1%.
Wow. How do you identify?
I don't know.
The outlier. What do I do to get myself in the 80 out of the 45? What do you look for?
So the thing is, I've invested now in almost 300 startups over the last 6-7 years.
Wow.
Out of those 300, the biggest learning that I have is I really don't know which ones are going to succeed and which ones aren't. But there are signs that I look for amongst the founders. Like what we're investing in is people that have a passion and a drive towards execution. They're getting things done. It's very easy to wake up in the morning, come up with an idea, go on PowerPoint and do a pitch deck. But that doesn't mean anything. It's about execution. can you actually get things done? And so my entire job at the early stages is to find the founders that are driven, that are passionate, and can actually get things done. And that's the difference between a great founder and a founder just going to go nowhere. Because you see that a lot. There's a lot of people that have great ideas. It's the best idea in the world, whatever, but ideas are honestly worthless.
Yeah.
It's about execution.
How do you know, what are the characteristics of somebody who can execute? Because I could cheat you in the interview room. On this money date, I could lie.
You could.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. There's a lot of people that have gone through fraud and stuff. But the thing is that what I'm looking for is I need you to give me a sign that you're actually building something, and you're building it with or without me. You're going to succeed, and you're going to build this thing. So one of my best performing investments, I'm generating a 50, 60 times return on that investment. It's a great outlier. And honestly, I didn't believe in what the idea was. I thought this was not a great idea. There's a lot of competitors, whatever, like no big deal. But I really believed in the founder because I met him one week. He's like, I'm going to work on this idea. The next week, he's already launched the product. The week after that, he's like, I started, it's a meal plan thing. The week after that, he's like, I started actually delivering meals to people's house. Like within every week, there was some development that was taking place. And so like signs like that, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a founder that you want to back. So
Incredible.
It's those signals, and it's muscle memory. It's a lot of figuring out that I've seen a lot of founders that looked good but failed. Where did they fail because of internal or external reasons? And so you got a lot of learning from thousands and thousands of deals.
I love that. We said that we're going to deep dive into real world case studies. And Hassan, we do have 3 entrepreneurs today who raised their hands and said they want to sit at the table with you, even if they were told that you could completely destroy them. They said, that's what we want.
I'm going to try to be nice as much as possible.
I want you to be yourself.
No, I don't want to do that.
Ignore them the way you ignored me. No, I'm joking. So I want to move to the next segment because this is so important for us to hear from real-life entrepreneurs. We could talk with Hassan the whole time, but let's hear from is my dear friend Cedric Mupenzi, CEO, co-founder of Sync here, guys. Cedric? Is Cedric here? Oh, there he is. Good. A round of applause for Cedric. While he comes on, what Cedric is going to do is basically pitch his business. I feel like we should we stand to work, or what happens at these tables? You're the one who's always pitched to. I'm just a fly on the wall.
I'm usually on Zoom, so
you're usually on Zoom. Yeah, we're using technology. Cedric, welcome. How are you? Is your mic on?
Mic check.
There you go. It's nice to see you. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Have a seat.
Thank
Say
Hello,
hi to
Cedric.
Hassan.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Cedric, please.
Sure.
I promise you, he's not as scary as he seems. He's actually a really good guy. I just don't know what he does for fun. Because
I hope I am.
You're going to be good, don't worry. Cedric, so how this is going to go, I know you rehearsed yesterday, and I know you're ready to pitch for 3 minutes.
Yes.
But the real world doesn't work like that.
I know.
You have 1 minute now.
Got it.
It wasn't me, it was the ABH guys. They said I need to throw you a curveball. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This man is a visionary. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I'm glad to be part of this roundtable, and good morning to everyone. I'm pretty sure that the organizers and the planners of this event knows how many people registered, how many people didn't come, and how many people came to this event. Unlike thousands of organizers, venue owners, business and hospitality like lounges, restaurants, who rely on day-to-day event sales, but fail miserably to catch that value. They don't have data. They rely on papers, which often harms the environment, also makes logistics complex. And we also have those who are underprivileged and often overlooked by solutions out there, and they rely on local payment options like mobile money, which is inefficient when it comes to events, because you can have someone who's been organizing events in, let's say, 10 years, but they don't have any data to back that up, which leads them to lack ownership and credibility for their next sponsorship, let's say. So my name is Cedric Mupenzi. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Sync. At Sync, we are in the business to solve that problem. Sync is all-in-one revenue management platform for events. We're defining how venues collaborate with their promoters, organizers, and so on. Unlike other markets where restaurants attract people because they are beautiful, in Africa, venues attract people because of the events. But now the question is...
Oh, life.
Right.
Life. Hassan, your initial impression.
I didn't get much from that, like, honestly. I mean, like, it wasn't, it was, you said a lot about the problem, but I don't know what you're doing to solve it. So the best thing to do usually is, hi, my name is X. This is like a one-sentence response of what I do, and then catch my interest by saying, I launched X, whenever you launched. I don't know when you launched. Since I've launched, I've done X amount of whatever number it is that you have. Is it number of events that have been hosted on your platform? I don't know. Is it number of people that have used the platform? I don't know. Is it how much money you've made? I don't know. So like those numbers would have made me really interested to be like, oh, let me do it. But if you don't have numbers, then yeah, you did a great job.
Oh.
But I don't know. Do you have any numbers?
Yes, we've started operations in 2024, which is 1 year now, and we process more than 1,000 events in Kigali.
1,000 events in Kigali?
Yes, and we process an average of 100,000 USD monthly.
How much, sorry?
100,000 USD monthly
In
processing. Total transaction
processed
volume.
through the platform?
Yes.
But how much are you
We
making?
take a commission on that.
How much?
Ranging from 3 up to 8%, depending on the nature of an event.
And are you paying the mobile money and the other out
Yes.
that 3% or separate?
Out of that percentage, we pay the mobile money, and we get an average profit of, I would say, 4%.
4% on
Yes.
average. Okay, so you're making about $4,000 a month.
Yes.
Okay. And what's there that's going to drive this to growth? Like, how have you been seeing the uptake in usage? I mean, there must be a limit in terms of where things are going to grow and how big this could be.
Exactly. Rwanda being the center of events now in Africa, we've seen that a lot of events are not documented data-wise, and we want to contribute to that, as well as empowering thousands of organizers who are losing money across the region. So we are raising 500,000 to be able to accommodate that and also be the leading revenue management platform for events, basically the fintech for events.
Okay. And have you looked at similar concepts in other markets? Have they been successful? What's been happening around the world or in other markets in Africa?
Yes, we see a lot of interest from other players, for example, in the West, acquiring some companies in Africa. I would say Ticketmaster acquiring Cricket in South Africa, and we see a lot of them players coming in the market.
Okay. And how are you growing on a monthly basis? Is there seasonality in your business, or is it a big event season and then no one shows up, or like how does the business work?
Yes, of course, when it comes to events, season matters, but what we've learned is that there is a lot of free events that we also need to provide value to, allowing those free events organizers and venue owners to collaborate efficiently and deliver value. How do you also get traction from that? We are building point of sale for both players. Okay.
And what have you, like, how have you been going about acquiring your customers and the users? Like, are you going about, like, is it the event organizers or your key customers? That's who you need to get right on board. So how do you get them on board?
Our key customers are everyone: venues, event organizers, business and hospitalities, hotels, restaurants, lounges, clubs, and often they get onboarded on the platform due to word of mouth.
Okay.
And we'll spend a little in onboarding some because some already knows the platform. By the way, if you're wondering where to go after this event, browse www.sim.events.
Yeah, this guy with his shameless plug, I love it.
I mean, he should.
He has to. Let me tell you, I love it. Hassan, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm so fascinated. I don't know if you guys can see, like, my mouth is wide open. This is such a brilliant conversation. But because we do have other entrepreneurs that we need to give a chance to, I want to ask Hassan. He asked for $500,000.
Yeah.
Would you give it to him based on this meeting?
No.
Okay, just summarize for him so he can go learn.
So I have a little bit of background that I've invested in similar companies before. What ends up happening with a lot of these companies is they're not really venture capital-backed sort of businesses. They can get to a certain level, but they'll plateau in terms of how many events, how much usage, how much income is there, unless you expand into a lot of different markets. And expanding from one market into another market is a very, very difficult thing. So you need to figure out how to experiment to do, events in a few other adjacent markets or something like that.
You want me to answer that question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, probably my point of view. So we are not just another ticketing platform.
Yeah.
We are more than that. We believe we are the fintech for events. And we don't solely make money when there is an event that's paid. Mm-hmm. We make also money through events that are free. And one of the scalability, as you mentioned, we want to scale through franchise, which is not going to allow us to go there and invest in other markets. So franchising is where we give someone who knows the market event space there and give them the business to run it. So which is going to make it easier for us to scale without a lot of cost.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You got first mover advantage.
Yes.
All the best. You're very brave.
Good luck.
That's incredible. Wow. Congratulations, everybody. You sat through a very important meeting. I feel like a big person, I was just here taking notes, but I wasn't. I was drawing stars, and I was trying to look busy because he was looking at me, and I wanted him to focus on you. Hassan, let me ask. He said he is building a fintech of events, which is sort of something a sector that we call maybe one of the sexy ones, even AI, one of the sexy ones.
But that's all, I hate that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so sorry, I'm I don't get starry-eyed when someone says we're building the AI for something or the fintech for something. Whenever there's a trend, there's a lot of people trying to take advantage of that, and they use that trend in order to actually raise money or whatever. And most of the time, those investments are not good investments. So whenever there's too much hype in something, somehow my brain is wired to be like, stay away from that for now, let's figure out something later. So it's weird the way I think.
And it's wired that way now, but in 2017,
Yeah.
because I was on your LinkedIn. But guys, if you want to travel somewhere and you have no money, I suggest you take a drive to this man's LinkedIn. It's the most incredible page ever. In 2017, you were not thinking that way, but now you are. So trends have changed?
No, so you should never follow a trend for the sake of following a trend. So the thing is, there's a lot of companies now that are pitching themselves as AI for this or AI for that. And they're really focusing on the fact that it's AI that's doing this. But most of those companies don't really have a use case.
Yeah.
And so the way that I've been looking at it is AI's base stakes now. It's table stakes. You need to figure out how AI is going to be integrated into your business. But the key part of it, what I'm investing in, is the business. So talk to me about how you're acquiring customers, how you're acquiring users. What are you doing in order to build a business? Using AI as one of the tools, sure, but it's not just AI is going to be the whole thing. So,
what if you contextualize that for Africa? Because when I had the privilege of going to China with Africa's Business Heroes some time ago, we were told that we're around 10 to 15 years behind. So there's a blueprint we're following.
Yeah, which is great. I love that because I can see the future, right?
Yeah.
So, that's the way to look at it. But as a VC, we see a lot of crap, and usually a lot of that crap is the ones that are AI for whatever, or when it was fintech for, there's no reason for you to be fintech, or blockchain was another one, right?
Oh, damn.
Whenever there's a trend and there's a hype around something, a lot of people come up and they try to take advantage of that, but you need to dig past that.
Yeah.
And do you really have substance? Are you using that tool properly to build your business, and are you able to build something or not?
Yeah.
So that's just my little biases.
Okay, so let's see if the next entrepreneur has substance. I'm looking for Mr. Frank Muhiza, founder of Copper. Mr. Frank?
I hope he doesn't start by saying we're the AI for something.
Oh man, Frank.
After
Frank.
that,
Guys, a warm round of applause for Frank.
Hey Frank, how are you doing?
Frank, good morning. It's a bit unfair. You got a cheat code from our first one.
Sorry?
So it's a bit unfair. You got a bit of a cheat code from the first one. But are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Remember, you only have 1 minute.
Yeah.
And he gave you the metrics to cover. Ready, set, go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhiza Frank, and I'm founder and CEO of Copper. And Copper is basically an ERP for cooperatives in Africa. So it's a platform that we designed from scratch to basically focus on cooperatives, enterprises in Africa. And to give you an idea about how it works, I may need to first explain what's a cooperatives. So a cooperative is a social enterprise, and by definition, it's member-run and member-financed, and that means there is a lot of transactions that are going on every now and then from members. Members are sending money to their cooperatives leaders, and then leaders sending it back to their members. And there is also another component where, given the fact that these are social enterprises, they have so many external players, like organizations that are supporting them.
I feel like, I don't know, you were seated right here, but I don't know if you heard what he said. Okay, Hassan, first impression.
You were not paying attention to what I said in terms of just a few seconds ago. Like, I literally told you what to tell me now. And whoever's coming third, like, please, like, listen. When did you start?
We started in 2022.
Okay. And what have you achieved in terms of numbers, figures?
Well, so the total addressable market is in Rwanda.
I don't care about that.
Okay, so far we have more than 118 cooperatives that are active using the platform.
And how are you making money off of them?
They pay a subscription fee
How
on a
much?
monthly basis,
On
30,000 Rwandan francs.
which is how much in dollars?
20-something dollars.
20?
Yes.
All right. And so you've got 180 users that are paying you $20 per month. So you're making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month?
All of them are not paying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we have freemium packages, and then
How many are actually paying you then?
so we have 50 for now paying.
50.
Yes.
Wow, that's a big difference, huh? Okay.
So what did he want? What was your ask? Because you didn't get
Well, this time around we are looking for partnerships to help us to onboard more users, because we have enough funds to run for 1 year.
Oh, he doesn't want your money.
That's great.
He has enough money.
That's excellent. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you don't want money, then all I can give you is congratulations and well done. But like,
Oh, give him more. Give him more.
You know.
Yeah. If he's seeking partnerships, because clearly he's one of those we would think would not have been a great organization, but he probably is.
so the thing is, you need to figure out how to scale. And so you've been doing the freemium thing, and I guess that's bringing you users, but it's not bringing you a lot of income, right? So I think you were about to tell me about the TAM, but even if you go after that TAM, which usually is a fake number, you are actually looking at a very, very small subset of that are actually going to be able to pay you. So that's what you need to figure out. Like, I think you might need to tweak the business model a little bit more. And I think you need to run a couple of experiments on different business models, different payment processes. I'm sure you must have already, but I think in order to scale further, that might be the way that you need to look into it. It's like, how do I continue to onboard more users? How do I get more of them to go from free to paid? So you need to look at the overall funnel, I guess. And the thing is that now that you've got enough money to last for the next year, do you have enough money for that to last for a year, or do you have enough money for you to grow within that year as well? So there's a key difference in that. Because a lot of startups, they have enough money for a year, but the moment they start spending on customer acquisition, they realize the unit economics aren't working. These are words that you can Google or ask Abby later. But essentially, you'll run into some of these obstacles, and I think the best way to push through a lot of these things is just experiment. Run a lot of different experiments, test a lot of different things. One of the things that's useful for startups at your level is to just sit down in front of a screen, brainstorm with everyone, and be like, write down every single idea that you have for acquiring more users and improving your funnel. And then rank those ideas by the ability to test easily and quickly, and the impact that you think it'll have. And then start crossing them off every week, and make sure you're measuring the impact of each of those.
Have you gained value?
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations. It's not easy being here, guys, please. Let's clap for this excellent founder. My time is up. Does that mean the whole segment is done? I need to move on to the next one. You know, I can't see anybody. Can I do I have 2 more minutes. Oh,
Thank you very much.
maybe the 2 minutes then. I don't know if we'll be able to have the other founder. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure she was very well prepared. So Hassan, to close out, based on what it is that you've seen, based on what it is that you've heard, based on what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
What next?
What next in what sense? Like for them or for us?
For us as African entrepreneurs, based on, just based on what you've seen and heard. Are we ready?
I think there are amazing entrepreneurs in every market every year. And there's so much knowledge out there online now. 10 years ago, none of this existed. But now there's so much knowledge, podcasts, blog posts, information about venture capital and other startups that have been successful that is just there for you to consume.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse for saying, I didn't know, I didn't have info. It's all there, it's all available.
Yeah.
So it's made the gap between African startups and startups in any place in the world no longer be there because everyone consumed the same information. There's maybe a little bit of experience gap that's there because some markets have more experienced founders that have been through it before, but still, the knowledge gap isn't there anymore. And so it's just a matter of those amazing founders in every market across Africa, and there's so many of them every single year, to arm themselves with the right information, to do the right homework, and just go and get things done.
Yeah. Brilliant. Guys, that was Hassan, one of the top founders in Africa. Hassan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You've also taught me, if people are not used to direct communication, people can think others are pretty harsh, but you're just a direct communicator. You don't have the time. You don't have the time.
I don't have time for bullshit.
You don't, this is a family show, Hassan.